Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Boy, do we got a special guest. Guests lined up. We're breaking a record today. This might be the most guests we've ever got on the set.
That's amazing.
And it's amazing because Amy's here, Katie's here, Sarah's here, and I'm still Jeremy. And you guys are the social workers or case managers or however you want to say it down at the Fitchburg Senior Center. Thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be a fun conversation. I've said to Amy many times, I think I would have got into this field if I did it again.
Yeah.
Like, I just think I like helping people. I love the idea of, I like what you guys are doing. So saying that, we'll kick off with Amy because we know Amy used to have a show, so we know you can do this.
Yes.
But if for folks not familiar with what a social worker is or what's happening now at the senior center, what is a social worker? What are y'all doing?
As social workers, we are in people's lives in the community. We provide at-home direct contact with people, linking them to services, providing socialization, benefits, access to all sorts of resources they were never aware that they even had. So our day changes. It could be one day is very different from the next.
I can just imagine.
Yeah. One day we're helping people to not become homeless. The next day we're trying to help people get meals, trying to link people to coming in and getting those social contacts. So it's very different, but really rewarding.
Katie, what's your favorite part of the job?
Working with my clients, working with the volunteers, working with my coworkers. I love the people that I get to interact with every day.
So, I laugh, by the way, because she
I don't want to be here.
Yeah, you want to ask a lot of questions, answer a lot of things. So start with an easy one.
Yeah.
I think it's important though, like the part of help, like. I don't think when do you need that resource? When do you pull the trigger? When does it become like necessary to bring you guys in or find that resource? It's anytime. It's anytime,
and I think the clients are the least likely to make that referral. It's usually other people that are making those referrals. That could be police, doctors, friends, neighbors. They're the ones really kind of pulling the trigger. Especially for our older population, 80 and above. I think this younger generation coming up really kind of knows. They've seen it with their parents. But yeah, it can come from a variety of different resources.
Now, Sarah, you just joined the team. Welcome,
Thank you.
And glad to have you here. From your perspective, I mean, you come from. You should watch Commission on Aging well because I got a little background there. But from different things you work on, what are some things people should be aware about or aware of when considering reaching out? Like depending on the needs. I mean, it's very wide open here.
Yeah.
But when do you think start talking?
Yeah, I think after doing this kind of work for a while that planning ahead for crisis is really important, trying to avoid people spiraling into crisis, being forced out of their home, allowing people to have choice and maybe where they would go into long-term care. I think we're not afraid to ask difficult questions about money and how much can you afford and accessing, like Amy said, benefits, Medicaid, that kind of thing when it gets tight. So I think a big part of our job, I think we all take seriously, is being a supportive person, but someone who's also not afraid to dig deep and ask some tough questions and learn really about the whole person, kind of mind, body, spirit, and how to meet those needs. So
I think it's hard. Yeah. Conversations are hard to have with family members on different things. We all know that, right? Like, and I think you're the middle person. Like, hey, Amy, I got this problem. How do I even start the conversation? Whatever it is. I think that's just such a nice thing to have.
It is.
I don't know.
It's awesome.
It's hard to navigate sometimes, but nevertheless, the process for getting referred. So specifically for the Fitchburg Senior Center and working with you, how can somebody get a referral, or how does that process work?
Somebody would just call in, give the necessary information like name, address, just a basic of the situation, and then we'll take it from there. We'll reach out to those people. It can be an anonymous referral. We also do unannounced home visits, so just checking on people. Usually people are pretty receptive to us calling or stopping over, sometimes not, but it just takes baby steps. for us to build that rapport with people and get them connected. That's the name of the game.
I assume that you guys come together sometimes like, man, I'm struggling. Like, how can we?
Yeah.
We need all of us in on this, right? Like, I don't know. It just seems like that can happen. Anyway, you also, so we talked about resources. One of the resources that folks may not know of is some of the equipment that you have available. What does that look like?
We've got a very large durable medical equipment closet. It's big. Most focal points will only loan out that equipment to people in their area, but we have so much that we are able to donate to most of the surrounding communities. So we've got wheelchairs, raised toilet seats, walkers, wheeled walkers, you name it, we've got it. Things that we don't carry that aren't safe are like crutches, wall-mounted handrails. But even in that instance, we do also have, which people might not know, a handyman on eligibility basis can come in and install grab bars for you for free. Yeah.
When did that start?
Oh, that's been going on for a very long time.
I just learned something new today. There you go. This is why you got to come and talk to you guys.
You kind of have to meet certain criteria for that, but most people that need it do meet the criteria. So, we don't recommend those suction cup handrails. If anybody has those, no, they pull right off the wall. So, we've got handymen that can install those. So, we also have incontinent products. So, if you're struggling with pain for those, we've got a ton. So, make sure you check in with us.
What about the social aspect? So, one thing that I think we talk about, when Jill comes up here, we talk a lot about it, but, getting folks to be social or be, because sometimes older adult, especially some are just by themselves, right? So like you guys might be the only point contact at some point. So do you guys work with trying to get them to come out to the senior center or get involved in activities? Like how does that work?
We sure do. That starts, like I mentioned before, with like baby steps, making calls, stopping out, building that rapport to get them to come in. That's always, I think, the goal. To get people to come in to the center. And some people are really receptive. And then we have that, that small minority that still just want to stay at home. So we really respect that and honor that. But I think the goal is to always get them in. And that just does sometimes take a lot of time.
I think being social, like we're born to be social, right? We're born to talk. But I understand being, like, leave me alone.
I mean, different generations feel differently about that because I think there's a certain sense that as, our really frail population, they've always done it themselves. They want to be independent. They associate being independent with being alone and taking care of it themselves. They don't see also the social aspect, which I think the younger generation now is starting to understand, like, being social, being with people, increases longevity. So that's, I think, really important thing to
think grandma about. Said that to me always. She's like, don't stop moving.
Yeah.
Like, she was in her 90s. Right. She volunteered through her 90s, and she's like, you got to keep going, Jeremy. You got to keep moving. I never sit down ever. I'm like, don't you want to sit down and have a meal and like no, Jeremy, we want to keep on going. And I always thought, man, that's where I want to. I hope I can move that well as she did. But I think there's just something to that.
There is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Keep it moving. All right. Question for everybody. We'll go around the room. If there was one thing that people don't know about social work, just in general, one thing you would want people to know, what would that be? We'll start with Sarah. Katie.
One thing I'm going to know, we're not scary at all, and we're not here to force. I think there's this impression that social workers come in with their clipboard and have this checklist of demands and force people to make changes, and I think it's the opposite. I think the beauty of case management is that we're allowed to take time, like Amy said, to build rapport, build a relationship. I think that's the intention we all go in with, to learn first and to listen first, and then accompany. That's kind of the word I like to use. Not to force, unless it's really serious and really scary, but that's pretty rare, honestly, that people lose the ability to make their own decisions. So, the goal is that relationship building, learning about their own goals, their own, desires, I guess, and that we're there to come alongside and support and make those things happen without, with them driving the ship, them being in charge.
Yeah. I do think it's intimidating. Like, wait, you gave me a social worker? Am I in trouble? Like, am I, or, you know, I can make my own.
That's right.
No,
we honor that that's our top goal too, is to listen. And they're in the driver's seat. You know, I'll even say that out loud. Like, I'm just here to listen and learn from you. I come with knowledge and resources and skills. How can we work together? So nothing to be afraid of. I think we all have really a depth of knowledge and experience that can be just, better utilized, honestly. So.
Team social workers.
Yay.
That's what I hear. Sorry, Katie, from your perspective, what do you think?
Well, I think people don't realize that we are just a resource available to every single Fitchburg resident over 50. I mean, our goal is to make sure you have access to the resources that you're eligible for, that you can stay in your home as safely and as long as possible. You know, we don't come in with goals for you. It's you create those goals and we try to help you achieve them. And people just don't realize you don't have to be impoverished or, you know, we work with people in $1 million mansions and we work with people who are homeless. And everybody has access and has the right to have us be part of their lives if they want that. So.
Absolutely. There's so many resources out there, and I think a lot of people are afraid to use them. And I think it blows my mind. Like, man, you have all these great things to help stay in place, help you, get the groceries, get to the clinics, get to the, and then it's just like, I kind of want to ask. I don't want to do that. It's intimidating.
Yeah. I want to say one more thing, too, to piggyback on that. I think we're the people who aren't afraid to make the call. It's like, I don't know how to understand this thing about my insurance. And it's like, I think any of us in that situation be like, let's give them a call. Like, there's a component of detective work to social work that's like, I'm confused about this benefit. And it's like, they wouldn't be able to maybe make that call on their own because it's confusing, can't hear well, language barrier. You can think of all the barriers to getting support. And we would say, let's do it together. And it's not scary. That's that whole idea of kind of coming alongside and accompanying. We're not here to set an agenda. We're here to say, what's challenging in your life? What can't you access because of XYZ barrier? Let's join together and do that. And sometimes I think people are more open to doing that with a non-family member. What if it's something private?
Yes.
They don't want their family member. It's finances. It's whatever they don't want to talk about. That we can be that third-party person who can make those tough calls, ask the tough questions, and come alongside and support. So.
And you bring the experience and the knowledge, right? You have probably tackled that type of question before, so you can pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, I know what I need. That's what they're looking." I think they'd be pleasantly surprised, like, "Oh, you've dealt with this before."
Exactly.
Yes, we have. Amy, from your perspective.
Just to kind of incorporate, I think we are just a jack of all trades. We know a little bit about everything in every type of setting. Hospital, nursing home, community, facility. And while people like to think we're the miracle workers, I mean, we will do our best to try to solve whatever is going on. But, sometimes it takes other people too alongside of us to solve those problems. But we will try our best.
Finally, one note that's helping the cause is you said, ask about the database. I think, one thing I think, I think of you guys like doctors in a sense. You have to document everything you're doing, but it's also important to document what's going on.
Yeah.
So what does that look like?
We got a new database, which is so exciting because when I started here 22 years ago, we were just writing in a Word document and paper and pencil. Some centers are still doing that, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
But we just incorporated a new database that allows us to keep track of all sorts of things that we kind of had to think of and remember to put in the database. Now it kind of does it for us. Sort of like Epic, not Epic, but similar, that it has all that information. And so it'll allow better tracking for who we're serving in our community, what we're serving them for. So it's been really exciting. It's just a great way to keep track and show all of our good work to the city, what we've been doing.
Yeah, and there's presentation. They come to Commission on Aging Well to present each and every year, share what's going on, but you got to come on down. So if people want to come down and ask questions, we've kind of already went a little through that a little bit, but if they saw this today and they're like, hey, I got to see these guys. guys? How do I do that?
How about you call and make an appointment? We are you can stop
Straightforward
by.
from Amy. Call now.
You can call and make an appointment because we are not always in the office. We're out in the community most of the time. So you might catch us like running out, running back in, meeting with people. So it really is best to call. But we are happy to answer any questions that anybody has.
My favorite thing when I come down, and I come down and visit periodically, or we're doing something, but I come down at the lunchtime hour and I see you guys sitting and eating lunch.
Oh yeah, we eat with everybody.
Like
it's great.
It's like your time to shine, so to speak, because it's like everybody's in one place. You go around. Like if you just watch this happen, I just watch you guys walk around and. It reminds me of like you're the president and you're like, hey, how's it going? And hey, Kate, how's it going? Yeah, but I think it's really cool like to build that rapport and just, you guys are available.
That is one thing we do really well, and what other centers don't do is we eat with everybody, so we know people really well. It's like it's like a sense of family, a sense of community. Yes. We joke with everybody. We know what's going on a daily basis. I don't think I'd have it any other way. I think it's been great. Yeah.
I think it's so cool.
It is. It's fun.
It's nice, especially for people who maybe are new to the community and have never been to the senior center, and just to have a familiar face and we'll sit in. We always try to plan it for them to come in when we know we'll be there. So we can have lunch together and at least they'll know somebody and have introductions. So
I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate what you guys are doing. I mean, keep up the great work and certainly reach out. They're available to you. It starts with a call. It's walk in, stop on by. There's so much stuff happening out there. And I appreciate the conversation. See, this wasn't too bad, right?
Yeah.
Right, Katie? Hey.
It was great.
Should be good. Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.